A group of volunteers who've taken over their local library near Swindon are opening it for the first time this afternoon. Wiltshire Council announced Purton Library would close unless local people were prepared to give up their time to keep it open. Well, James Hassam is there now with a rather stunning view of the library. James.
Ali, this is what the big society looks like in action here in this very picturesque corner of Wiltshire. Well, that's if you take the local authorities' view. This is Purton Library. It's due to open at 2 o'clock this afternoon, but that very nearly wasn't the case. Back in March, Wiltshire Council announced that it could no longer afford to run several libraries across the county, and this is one of them. It said to people, if you want to keep services going here, you have to give your time as volunteers to keep those services going. So they did. More than 50 of them, in fact. And Lee Lucas, getting to grips with the library's cataloguing system right now, is one of those volunteers. Lee, why did you feel it was so important to keep this place open?
Well, it's very much a centre of the community. With small villages like Purton, we're losing our identity as more and more things are centralised, and the library is one of the few remaining services here. I think it's very important for older people and young families with children to have a facility like this that they can walk to. You don't have to rely on public transport, and that's how it's used, and we think it's very important to keep it open.
Is that a feeling that's shared among the wider community here?
Yes, I do believe it is. There's a strong community sense in Purton, and this is very much a part of that, so we want to retain that. So.
What about the people that have lost their jobs as paid employees of the library? Aren't you, in effect, taking work away from them?
That's an interesting question, but as yet, as we understand it, there haven't been any forced job losses. There's just been a redeployment, and so to keep our library here, the alternative was a mobile library for just 3 hours a week, so we think this is a far better option.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, Lee and all her fellow volunteers will be hoping there's enough of an appetite for reading in this corner of Wiltshire to have made all their hard work worthwhile. Ali.
James, thank you very much. Now, what's happening in Purton is what many councils may do to save money. Their government